All right, good morning everybody and welcome to the 2025 Greater Dallas Planning Council annual meeting, our signature event of the year. On behalf of the GDPC Executive Committee and Board of Directors, I want to thank you for taking time to be here to learn more about the state of one of the global aviation hubs, DFW International Airport. Before we get started, I would like to take care of some important business, as we always do. I would like to first recognize our elected officials that are in the room. If you could please hold your applause until after I have recognized our elected officials. First is Mr. Paul Ridley, Dallas City Council District 14. Mr. Zarin Gracie, Dallas City Council District 3. Gay Donald Willis, Dallas City Council District 13. And Mr. Cameron Rayburn, Mayor of the City of Ennis. If there are any other elected officials that I may have missed, please rise so we can recognize you. Do we have any? All right, we're good. So let's give them a round of applause. That's the cue. All right. I also want to thank Ms. Carolyn Dent, General Manager of the Omni Hotel, and her staff for the great work that they do for us every year. We sincerely appreciate your support and excellent service. Let's give them a round of applause for their hospitality and great work. I also want to thank the GDPC Board of Directors that are here today. If you are here, please stand. I see you. You're everywhere. Let's give them a round of applause. The Executive Committee, the Board of Directors, our task force chairs, they're the reason why we are here today. The organization would not thrive if it weren't for their leadership, their support, their knowledge, their expertise, their professionalism. Thank you guys for everything you do. You make my job so much easier. I also want to particularly point out and thank David Alexander, who is our Vice President of Programs, our Vice President of Marketing Communications, Jair Aboud, and our Planning Committee, and also Donna Trowbridge with TransEnergy for all the hard work to make this event happen. So let's give them a round of applause for their hard work. The influence of sponsors on major industries events cannot be overstated. Acting as a financial backers, network facilitators, champions of industry growth, our sponsors make these gatherings possible and meaningful. For the GDPC, cultivating strong sponsorships is not simply a budgetary concern, it is a strategic imperative that unlocks the extraordinary potential for the communities and industries that we all serve. As the industries continue to evolve, the role of sponsors will only become more essential, ensuring that major events like this remain vibrant engines for progress, collaboration, and influence. With that said, please indulge me while I recognize our sponsors for today's event. Our diamond sponsors include Alliance Geotechnical Group, Inc. and STV Incorporated. We have 2 short videos from our diamond sponsors that I would like to play. And STV Incorporated.
STV, all of us, working all over North America, working on all sorts of projects, bringing people together, making communities better. But what exactly is STV making better? We're making commutes easier, connections faster, buildings brighter, water cleaner. We're making brownfields green, old spaces new, the everyday inspiring. We're finding solutions for our clients and transforming places and spaces. We're reimagining careers, creating strong partnerships, and unlocking potential in our people and our communities. We're making every place we work, every project we work on, every team we bring together, every career we cultivate, every community where we work, everything we make, or making better. STV, making communities better.
Please join me in thanking our diamond sponsors, Alliance Geotechnical and STV Incorporated. Our platinum sponsors include the Rios Group. Our gold sponsors include WSP USA. Silver sponsors include Aguirre Project Resources, Archer Western Construction, Arup, Atkins Realis, Burns Engineering, the City of Dallas Office of Economic Development, the City's Office of Planning and Development, the City of Dallas Convention and Event Services, DFW International Airport, Garver, Criado Adunway Company, Half Associates, HKS, HNTB Corporation, HOK, Hewlett Zollers, Jacobs, Kinley Horn, Kirksey Architecture, Leah Elliott, McAdams, Omni Hotel, Pape Dawson, Reyes, Texas, Solar Ray Engineering, Sofo Construction, and Turner Construction. Our small business and nonprofit sponsors include AIA Dallas, Campos Engineering, CivTech, Dallas Regional Chamber, the Downtown Dallas Inc., Fortis Engineering, Foster CM Group, Iconic Group, K Strategies, MPO, Matador Joint Venture, Olivier Incorporated, Rial, RM Chen and Associates, STL Engineers, Urban Land Institute, and VRX Inc. Please join me in thanking all of our outstanding sponsors. Next, I would like to honor our 2025 scholarship recipient, Abraham Moreno. Today, we honor Abraham for his contributions, not merely as a celebration of achievements, but also his testament to the values he represents, such as integrity, service, and community. Abraham Moreno's commitment to the Dallas community is both profound and far-reaching, whether through his service as the Dallas Youth Commissioner for District 1, his countless hours as a volunteer worker, or his advocacy for all things public transit. Abraham has devoted significant time and energy to making his community better. Such dedication strengthens the social fabric of Dallas and inspires others to join in a common purpose. Abraham will soon be leaving for Connecticut College, a private liberal arts school, where he plans to major in architecture. Once he earns his degree, his plan is to return to Texas and become a city planner for the City of Dallas. City of Dallas, you have been warned. As Abraham's career and life mentor, I have spent countless hours talking with him about Dallas, his career options, and how to maneuver through the very complex world we live in. Now the time has come for Abraham to take the knowledge and ambition and do something with it. We hope that this small symbol of support will go towards his long-term success. Please welcome to the stage, Abraham Moreno. Look at this big old thing. This is not a real truck.
I know. Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to stand before all of you today in a city that has never settled for being ordinary. Dallas wasn't born from complacency, it was carved from ambition. In 1841, a trader named John Nellie Bryan settled his covered wagon on the east bank of the Trinity River. Where others saw empty prairie, he saw potential, he saw possibility, he saw a home. As Stanley Marcus once said, the Lord must have created Dallas on a Sunday when he was resting, because there is no mountains, no lakes, no water, just a flat piece of land with no reason for being. But that is what makes Dallas remarkable. It didn't need a reason to exist. It chose to exist. It willed itself into being. The founding of the city was rooted in spirit, a spirit of boldness, of imagination, of self-reliance, and community. And as Dallas grew, so did its confidence. From a trading post to a powerhouse in oil, aviation, commerce, education, and civic engagement. We didn't follow the national conversation, we helped lead it. But in 1935, something truly transformative happened. Thanks visionaries like Errol Thornton, Woodlaw Rogers, and George Layton Dow lobbied for Dallas to be chosen as one of the 6 cities to host a World's Fair in the 1930s. Thanks to their efforts, the 1936 Texas Centennial Exposition became a reality, right here in Fair Park. It was the middle of the Great Depression, and yet Dallas dared to dream big. We showcased what we built and who we were. We told the world, this is Texas, proud, optimistic, and ready for the future. And while civic leaders and lawmakers carried the vision forward, it was the artists, engineers, and architects who gave it life. George Dahl transformed Fair Park into an Art Deco masterpiece, a living sculpture of ambition. While artists like the Dallas Nine, along with regional artists such as Octavio Medellin, Dorothy Austin, and James Buchanan Buckwin Jr., painted the soul of Texas and its people onto sculptures, walls, and buildings. They gave voices to our landscapes. They celebrated our heritage while aligning it with a broader American continental identity. Their work made sure Dallas didn't just dream big, it looked the part. But Dallas's history is also a story of struggle, of resilience, and of the people who refused to let the city fall short of its promise. People like Juanita Kraft, who fought to desegregate schools and public spaces and made Dallas more inclusive and just. And people like Dr. Opal Lee, who walked across America so Juneteenth could be recognized as a national holiday, reminding us that honoring history means fulfilling its promises. So what do we do with all of this? We honor our legacy with purpose. We preserve our historic spaces as living civic places, not as relics. Places where future generations can learn from the past, dream beyond the present, and imagine a future even more vibrant than what we built so far. We don't shy away from telling the full story of our city, the great chapters and the painful ones, because our past isn't a weight we carry, it's the ground we stand on. It's a foundation we all built upon together, just like those who shaped this city once did. We invest in education, the arts, civic engagement, and walkable, affordable, and accessible communities to serve as the foundation of a world-class city. And just as we invest in our past, we must also invest in our future. To the adults in this room, I urge you to please invest in the young people around you, in your homes, your schools, your neighborhoods. Listen to them, encourage them, mentor them. You might be surprised at how much we already understand about the world and how deeply we care about the future we're going to inherit. We are the leaders of tomorrow. We are learning, watching, and shaping the present. Today, as we celebrate the many people who helped shape and build the city, let's not forget the people who continue to shape cities without special recognition. For me, those people are Ruben Landa, president of the Greater Dallas Planning Council, whose mentorship opened doors I never knew were in my reach and made it possible for me to stand here today. Taylor Moody, the former coordinator of the City of Dallas Youth Commission and the founder of Connect Dallas, whose leadership has inspired a generation of young people to believe in their own power to create change. Janelli Flores, my college counselor, who showed me and so many others low-income students that college wasn't just a dream, it was something we could afford and achieve. My parents, the 2 people who left everything behind to allow me a chance at a brighter future. And to the many others who helped me fall in love with the city and the power of design and community, like Architects, GGF, Kristen Agel and the Better Block team, Lawrence August III, Andrea Mercado Cruz, Tony Pham, Juan Pina, Myra Moore, Claire Collop, and so many more. People who shaped who shaped not just my vision of Dallas, but my place within it. These are the voices that shaped the soul of my Dallas, and I'm proud to stand here because of them. And before I close, I want to leave you with this. Though I may spend the next few years in another city pursuing my education, Dallas will always be my home. It's not just the place where I grew up, but the foundation of my values, my voice, and my vision. As I begin my journey to become an architect, my greatest aspiration is just not to design buildings, but to shape communities as well. And there is no place I would be prouder to serve than the city that first taught me how to dream. In 10 years, I hope to return to Dallas, not just as an architect, but someone ready to give back to the city that raised me. And as just as George Leighton Dahl shaped the city with the 1936 Texas Centennial Exposition, I dream of helping lead the design for the 2036 Texas Bicentennial Exposition. But this time, I want to help build something even more inclusive. A celebration that reflects the full richness of who we are as Texans. That means creating pavilions that honor the stories and contributions of our Latino, African American, Asian, Pacific Islander, and Native American communities, whose voices that have helped long shape the state have been often overlooked. To take that vision further, I also hope to design a United Nations pavilion, a space where countries from around the world can stand beside Texans to celebrate not only 200 years of our shared history, but the future we hope to build together. A future built on just not on heritage, but hope. Not just on memory, but imagination. Just as the 1964 New York World's Fair once inspired a generation to dream of a better world, I believe Dallas in 2036 can once again spark that same spirit. We can remind the world of what's possible when we come together, across cultures, generations, and boundaries, to honor our past and shape the future. Because Dallas is not just where I come from, it is where my heart lives. And it's where I hope to return to help build a future that is bold, creative, inclusive, and united. That is the Dallas I envision. Thank you.
Before Dallas was a city of skylines and ambition, it was a vision. And behind that vision stood people, unlikely allies, relentless dreamers, city shapers. In 1946, leaders from every corner of industry, mayors, CEOs, developers, engineers, architects, came together with one purpose: to imagine what's possible and then build it. They were the Greater Dallas Planning Council, and they believed in the power of planning for people. They helped shape the region that now defines our lives. Advisors for legacy projects such as Dallas's Master Plan, Woodall-Rogers Freeway, and the DFW International Airport. Their work wasn't just about roads or buildings. It was about prosperity, communities, futures. Today, our purpose is as clear as ever. We connect, building bridges between public and private, yesterday and tomorrow. We educate, growing, understanding, and inspiring the next generation of leaders. And we advocate. Not for a specific agenda, but for progress rooted in vision, equity, and bold collaboration. From the heart of Dallas to the edges of our ever-growing region, Frisco, Waxahachie, Arlington, we are expanding what it means to plan a city and who gets to shape it. Many voices united to advocate, educate, and plan for a more prosperous and dynamic North Texas. We are the Greater Dallas Planning Council.
Today, we all are a part of the fabric of Dallas, a metropolis renowned for its economic vitality, cultural richness, and rapid growth. Central to the organized development and strategic vision of this city and its surrounding areas is the GDPC. As an organization, the GDPC has played a pivotal role in guiding the region's transformation from a patchwork of towns and farmlands into the leading center, soon to be the third largest metropolitan area in the United States, only surpassed by New York City and Los Angeles. Understanding the history and the importance of the GDPC provides insight in how deliberate planning and community collaboration can foster sustainable growth in livable cities. The GDPC was established in 1946 in the post-World War II era, a time marked by significant population growth, suburbanization, and economic expansion across the United States. Dallas, like many American cities, confronted challenges associated with urban sprawl, transportation bottlenecks, and the need for coherent land use policies. The founding members of the GDPC, an alliance of business leaders, architects, planners, and civic-minded citizens, recognized the necessity of a coordinated approach to regional planning. Their vision was to bolster the quality of life in the Dallas area by advocating sound development principles, promoting urban design excellence, and championing infrastructure projects that would benefit the greater community. Over many decades, the GDPC has continued to evolve, but its core mission remains unchanged: to influence and guide the physical, social, and economic development of Dallas and its neighboring cities. The Greater Dallas Planning Council legacy is one of thoughtful stewardship and visionary leadership. Its impacts is visible in the orderly expansion of Dallas, the preservation of its heritage, and the vibrancy of its communities. As the city continues to grow and confront new challenges, whether related to demographic shifts, technological changes, climate adaptation, or politics, the GDPC remains a guiding force. Dallas and the North Texas region face significant challenges in the 21st century, including managing continued population growth, addressing infrastructure needs, and ensuring resilience in the face of climate-related risk. The GDPC is uniquely positioned to lead the community through these challenges by fostering innovation, promoting exclusivity, and cultivating a strong sense of regional identity. The history and importance of the GDPC are emblematic of the power of collaborative and strategic urban planning. By bringing together diverse voices, like all of you, and championing best practices, the GDPC has played and continues to play a vital role in shaping a more sustainable, equitable, and prosperous Dallas. Next year, we will be celebrating our 80th anniversary. That is 8 decades of hard work and dedication to all things Dallas and North Texas. We have so much planned for the next year, and we cannot wait to celebrate with you. In many ways, we will be reintroducing the rich history of not only the GDPC, but also Dallas and North Texas. So many of my predecessors and past members who laid the groundwork for what we have today will be honored. So please stay tuned as we quickly approach 2026 and our 80th anniversary of the Greater Dallas Planning Council. Now let's break bread and enjoy lunch, and we'll be back soon to start the program. Thank you, guys. Okay. I hope everybody enjoyed the best chicken surprise in town. It's actually really good. Now let's get the program started, everybody. DFW International Airport is not just a major airport, it's a crucial engine powering both Dallas region and the global aviation industry. Since opening in 1974, DFW has grown to become the world's third busiest airport, only surpassed by Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport and Dubai International Airport, and consistently ranks among the top airports in terms of passenger traffic, cargo volume, and economic impact. Its significance extends far beyond its terminals and runways, shaping the economic landscape of North Texas, supporting regional development, and influencing the evolution of air travel worldwide. Strategically located between the cities of Dallas and Fort Worth, DFW International Airport serves as a primary air gateway for a metropolitan area with a population exceeding 7 million people. The airport employs more than 60,000 on-site workers, making it one of the largest employers in North Texas. But its influence radiates even further. Countless businesses, from logistics companies to hotels and restaurants, rely on a steady flow of passengers and cargo. In total, DFW supports more than 228,000 jobs and contributes to over $37 billion annually to the regional economy. The airport attracts both national and international business seeking proximity to efficient air transportation and global markets, boosting the area's reputation as a corporate destination. DFW is more than just a transportation hub, it is a showcase for innovation in the aviation industry. The airport has pioneered numerous initiatives in environmental stewardship, customer service, and technology. It was the first airport in North America to achieve carbon neutral status, a testament to its commitment to sustainability. Through investments in renewable energy, waste reduction, and water conservation, DFW sets a standard for airports worldwide that aim to minimize their environmental footprint. Furthermore, DFW leads in passenger experience with state-of-the-art terminals, automated security processes, and a focus on accessibility. The airport's adoption of biometric screening, countless technologies, and real-time information systems reflects a broader trend in the industry towards digital transformation and enhanced security and safety. DFW is constantly evolving to meet the demands of a growing population and changing travel patterns. Ongoing expansion includes new terminals, additional gates, and improved cargo facility. Investments in technologies such as advanced air traffic management and automated baggage handling ensure that DFW remains at the cutting edge of operational efficiency. All of this will be discussed by our esteemed keynote speaker. So let me introduce you to him. Mohammed Charkis plays a crucial role in shaping the future of DFW International Airport as his Executive Vice President of Infrastructure and Development. His leadership involves overseeing multiple departments, including design, code, and construction, commercial development, energy, transportation, and asset management, controls and analytics, and planning. One of the most notable achievements was his instrumental role in leading the negotiation and execution of the 2033 use and lease agreement between DFW International Airport and American Airlines. He later helped extend the agreement to 2043, increasing the approved capital program from $5 billion to over $11 billion. His expertise in project and program management ensures DFW's infrastructure projects align with the airport master plan and strategic goals. With over 3 decades of experience in infrastructure operation and program construction management, Mohammed has contributed to major projects at DFW, including the new Terminal F development, Terminal C renovation and expansion, the new electric central utility plan that will usher in the zero emissions era at DFW. His background includes leadership roles at Abu Dhabi Midfield Terminal and Hamad International Airport, which further solidifies his global experience. Mohammed holds an engineering degree, is certified program management professional, and a lead green associate, reflecting his commitment and sustainable and efficient infrastructure development. All his work continues to shape the future of DFW International Airport, ensuring it remains a world-class transportation hub. Please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Mohammed Charkis.
Good afternoon, and thank you for this beautiful host, kind messages, Ruben. That was great. And it's a big burden and a big responsibility that we take dearly, and we make sure that we deliver to the community that puts a lot of trust. As you said, DFW is the economic engine of North Texas, and we live by that responsibility every day. And then to the audience, it's good to see you as we know each other very well. You are the community that makes DFW great every day. You help us deliver the projects that we have that allows us to extend the airport capacity, keep us in the top 3 categories that airports are identified with, and be the gateway for this region. We don't have a port, we have an airport here, and we have growing businesses that are growing every day. Many people are making the North Texas and Dallas home every day, and that is a responsibility that we take very seriously, and with you, we're able to map and pave the future. With that, I'll start my presentation, and I hope I get there. We're going to talk today about what is DFW, and I think, Ruben, you did a fantastic job in introducing the airport. Then we're going to talk about our capital program, where we are. We're going to talk about sustainability. DFW takes sustainability and our environmental responsibility very, very seriously, and it's part of our pillars at the airport guiding pillars that we guide by every day. Then we're going to talk about the future development, which everybody talks about. We're going to talk about how DFW is adapting into technology. We are in the digital age, and construction is one of the industries that needs to adapt to that digital age, and we have a big digital transformation journey that we have undertaken since 2018. We're going to talk about this. And then we're going to talk about something dear to everybody's heart, the upcoming opportunity at the airport. So let's start with an overview of DFW. We are in the top 3 in every category that identify an airport. We have 32 airline carriers. We employ directly and indirectly 50,000 people within the airport. We are 26.9 square miles, which is larger than the island of Manhattan. And we reach out 192 destinations in the United States within 4 hours. With that, you can see the caliber that DFW is, how the airport is growing, and how it is instrumental to support the economy of North Texas. We talk about the economy of Texas. We are part of I'm going to call it the Power Iron Triangle. Dallas is part of this. The region is poised to grow, overtake Chicago in the next couple of years. And we contribute, along with the other sister cities in the triangle, 75% of the state GDP. We are poised to grow by 2050 to 35 million in population. With that, the role of airports becomes extremely relevant as an infrastructure to support the economy and to support this growth that we are seeing and will be seeing in the near future. DFW vision is travel transform. We care for our customers and our employees every day, and we try to bring top shelf customer experience to all our travelers. It's always good to talk about DFW investment in the infrastructure, because that's what it's all about for us, at least for my division. Last year, we've invested nearly $1 billion in expanding facilities, rehabbing facilities, in growth facilities that are essential for the airport. The airport celebrated last year our 50th anniversary, and hence many of those facilities are 50 years old and require not only upgrade, rehab, but also scalability to the future to meet the growth and the demand. This year, we're projecting an investment of $1.5 billion, and the trajectory after we signed the use and lease agreement extension with our partners, American Airlines, and the confidence that they put in DFW, it's going to be about $2 billion for the next 2 years before it tapers down back to about 1.7 and then $1 billion. And then we, by 2030-31, when the program would have almost substantially completed, will be in the $500 million. What that says is not the big number. It's how many opportunities DFW will put and offer the community. But more important is your partnership to the airport, what you do to the airport every day. We can't do it without you. We need you. And hence, always, we consider the partnership between us and the community essential to our success and essential to keep this economic engine of North Texas striving and moving forward. My division, which is the Infrastructure Capital Division, I hope you don't mind the description here. I consider our planning department as the brain of DFW Airport. The energy and transportation is the heart that keeps that airport working every day. They work every day to make sure that our assets are available for our traveling public without disruptions. The design, code, and construction, Tammy is the muscle. Look at her, she's just posing just now. And our commercial development team, led by Mr. Brookby, is the purse of DFW. They are the third economic generator. They actually generate this year about $83 million in revenue between hotels and land leases and stuff. And control and analytics, basically, they are the toolbox of DFW, and that's where digital transformation adaptation starts. Like I said, I'm honored to work with the greatest team that really is the right team to deliver the future to DFW, led with my partner and colleague, our SVP for Airport Development, Mr. Tom Lyon. I couldn't have asked for anyone better than him, and the respected VPs, and John and Dylan, Mitch, Tammy, and Bill. And they lead great teams, and they are the ones who is making the airport great and making us stay on our journey to deliver the airport of the future. Like I said, our commitment is to make the next 50 years the best 50 years. Let's talk about the capital program update. At DFW, and a lot of you, when we came and said, hi, how busy? Of course, we are very, very busy. We have the capital program, which what you can refer to him in layman terms, the blocking and tackling, and it's about the existing facilities and scaling these existing facilities, modernize it, etc. And some of you are planners, so you probably be surprised why our airfield, landside, and facilities almost like 33% is because DFW have undertaken modernizing our airfield since 2015, and we've done a lot of progress there. That's why the airfield is not having the lion's share of our $3.7 billion capital program. But that was done with many familiar faces over here that actually been working with the airport and delivered our rehab runways and taxiways, etc. We also have another program, which is what we call is the expansion program. It has two programs there. And that's about $8.3 billion, which is the CTA expansion program, the ECUP, which adds capacity to our electrical needs and utilities, and also the Terminal F development, which with the way, because American Airlines have so much confidence in DFW, because we are able to deliver projects on time, because we're doing it with the highest quality, with the professionals that are sitting here, they have confidence in the hub, they have confidence in their business with DFW, and that's why they came to us and said, let's not build Terminal F in 15, 20 years, let's do it in 5 years. They wouldn't do that to any other airport. They do it to your airport because they know that I am backed by VPs and I'm backed by a community that will deliver. And that's the confidence. I've been in Dallas for 8 years, and I'll tell you what, this community never failed us. This community has always had our back and delivered on time. And that's why our main partner, the hub air carrier, had all that confidence in DFW. That's not because of me, that's all because of you. And I just want you to know that. With those programs, we're going to talk about what are we doing here. Now, the World Cup is coming, and we also have a responsibility to make sure that the traveling guests get the most comfortable journey and to be seamless as much as possible. International Parkway right-hand turn, which will transform the left-hand turn at the airport to a right-hand by replacing legacy flyovers that existed since the conception of the airport into a right-hand turn. And as you see from the animation, this is how the first one, which is Terminal B, will be constructed. It is going to change the orientation of your access to Terminal A, B, and C as a first phase, then Terminal E and D in a second phase to come. I'm going to say this, kudos to our designers. This was out-of-the-box thinking, where we're actually building the bridges before we're done with the existing bridge. What that does, it reduces the disruption on our bridges from 360 days to 90 days. Each one of those bridge connections is 90 days. So that is a lot less stressful on the public. I want to make a public announcement here. Please, as you access DFW and use it, give yourself another 30 minutes. I know most of you do a lot of business travel, and I know you're used to park and fly. I promise you Terminal F is going to be park and fly, but for the next 6 months till we are able to do the bridges, we'd appreciate that people come to the airport 30 minutes ahead of time. I'll tell you, our partners in STV and our partners in Archer Western are doing everything possible to make the journey as smooth as possible. But there will be some obstacles. There is a construction site, but we limited it to 6 months, which is 90 days at a time. So please take my advice, and I would come a little bit early, because that will help out a lot. Thank you for that in advance. The East-West Connector is a 1.65-mile connection between Highway 360 and Highway 161. It has a very, very important regional importance. We programmed the job with the help of our contractor and our program management to finish before the World Cup, because that also will help the guests, the traveling guests, to access, have multiple options to access DFW and avoid traffic. The project is in very good stand, and it's poised to finish by Q1 2026. Another project that I'd like to talk about, which is the 1/8 left. I said we started our investment on the runways back in 2015. 17C was the first one to be delivered in 2018. By the time this is done in 2027, our main 4 runways that are 13,200 feet and 200 feet wide would be younger than 10 years. And that is a big deal. That means we have new surfaces that can help our airline partners make safe takeoff and landing. And that is a huge investment that we have undertaken, that by 2027, we would have rehabbed our 4 more runways. We have 7 runways, but those 4 are important. And this particular runway is an arriving runway, and it accounts for a big percentage of our operations. And that is going out on the street from a construction solicitation sometime toward November of this year. You know, they say everything is big in Texas. DFW is not an exception. Actually, everything is bigger at DFW than Texas. We are undertaking major projects to increase the capacity of the airports, but we also want to deliver those projects at record time, because it's very important for our airline partners, the redeployment of assets as soon as possible, almost before the seasons where they need it. That is revenue, that is capacity, that is growth, that is prosperity. We are constructing, as many of you know, the double-loaded pier in Terminal C and the double-loaded pier in Terminal A. The double-loaded pier in Terminal C would actually add 4 gates, but actually at the end of the day, it's going to renovate another 5 gates, so it'll be 9 gates total on the double-loaded pier. In Terminal A, it's now around 140,000 square foot. It will reconstruct 5 gates, and it will add another 5 gates capacity. Those piers are being delivered through modular constructability. That Dallas, Texas, is the pioneer in breaking that constructability ground. Modularity in the aviation business was not known till 2021, when DFW rolled in the high sea gates on a modular overnight with the help of our community, with technology that never been done in the aviation business. But there's more good stuff to tell you and share with you today. And if you have flown from the high seas, we're building on that experience. We're making sure we have a modern facilities, giving our flying public more elbow room, giving them visibility, giving them more amenities, and more important, giving them a sense of pride of what their own airport would look like when it's all done. Terminal C will continue to, Terminal C is about 1.1 million square foot. We're doing Terminal C in 3 phases. And the thing that I take pride with my VP colleagues and all the teams that we work with, our PMCMs and our contractors, we are building, we are demoing, we're operating, we're expanding in the same time. That is what we're doing different. And not a lot of places in the world can do all that stuff at the same time. So Terminal C is being delivered in 3 phases. While it's operating, it's adding capacity with the gates, as I said, in the high seas and the pier. But also we're demoing phase by phase while we're keeping the airport, while we're keeping the terminal operational. And that serves our partners, American Airlines, very well, because Terminal C is centrist to their operation. Many of their transition passengers go through Terminal C. So working the plans is very important to ensure that we continue to have business, we continue to grow, and we continue to attend to our airline partners while we modernize the airport, which needs modernization. Terminal C will usher in new amenities, new technology, biometrics. better security screening lines, better baggage screening equipment behind the scene, more amenities to the customer, elbow room. Everything in DFW moving forward is not going to have the gazillion columns that you see. It's going to have, Terminal C, we're taking the 560 columns and we're making them less than 60 columns. Now, some of those columns are big, but they're not going to be in your way like you see it now in the existing 1970s terminals. Well, we're also introducing different signage. We're going more digital, and we're making sure that we attend to the customer and deliver the terminal of the future. Terminal C, like I said, it will have, at the end of the day, 32 gates. If you consider the high sea gates as temporary gates built in 1988, and they were supposed to be for a few years, but somehow, as you and I know, they lasted for 30 years. And the additional 4 gates, so at the end of the day, Terminal C will have 32 gates, which is very important for the growth and the development of our airline partners. Terminal F, as you see from the renderings, Terminal F now is going to be an international terminal. It's going to be a signature terminal for American Airlines. It's going to be house 31 gates when it's all done. The initial plan before we extended the use and lease agreement was that we're going to do Terminal F in multiple phases. Mr. Kramer, you know that. But we agreed with American Airlines to reduce the 20 years timeline to 6 years. So we're building Terminal F in 3 consecutive phases, giving our passenger in the first phase 15 gates. Then in phase 2, I'll try to, my apology, I think so what it shows here is the phases of Terminal F. The first phase is the 15 gates that are going to be delivered in Q2 2027. And then we're going to get phase 2, which delivers another 8 gates in roughly around 2028. And then finally, we're going to build the processor in between International Parkway, where you actually park your car and get processed in the processor. That's where the processing area is going to be housed, vertical circulation, and you are straight to your gate. Nothing different than what this airport basis to operate was, which is park and fly. And that is a testimony of how we are trying to attend to our flying public, the residents of the DFW area, and make sure that we remain the airport of choice and we remain as intuitive and as flexible as possible. I can summarize the amount of gates and the growth that we are intending to do. As you see, there's 5 and 5 in Terminal A. There is, roughly speaking, 18 renovated gates in Terminal C. There's 5 gates that are being replaced and an additional 4 gates. And then 31 gates in Terminal F, which makes it 68 gates at the end of the journey in the 2030 or 2031. A lot of growth in such a short period of time that we are undertaking. But that's, again, I keep on repeating this, that's a testimony to the partners that we have here, because they are the one who's sticking to the schedule, they are the one who is bullish, they finish designs on time, they get to construction, they are problem solvers. When we find solutions with you, and you trust us and we trust you, and at the end of the day, you make profit, you prosper, and the airport prosper, and ultimately the flying public get the ultimate benefit of that. We have a lot of projects that we have completed in the last 12 months. One of the bigger projects, and our partners that helped us with this are actually here. I saw Carlos this morning. It's the Airfield Efficiency Package 1, which did 2 things. Introduced more aircraft entry points, but also modernized one of our legacy electric light vault. It was in the northeast, we shifted it to the southeast. The project finished on time and actually finished right on time. This is how strategic the schedule was, to finish before 17 right is about to open. So the new runway and the east side of the airport received its power from the new electric vault. A great project, a lot of success. Airfield Efficiency 2, this is a great package because one of the things we're doing at DFW is we are increasing the number of aircraft entry points to and taxiways. So we are cleaning up all the spaces that could provide us efficiency. And I think this package added about 6 aircraft entry points to our airfield. We also have another project, which is the exit lanes. The exit lanes is one of those projects that we intend to finish as much as possible before the World Cup. It allows the traveling public to exit DFW unimpeded, and it allows us to optimize and efficientize our operation and provide a good level of customer experience. And phase 1 was done, and we have also other phases that are coming, which I'll talk to you about the current projects. Restrooms are very important in airports, believe it or not. People use them quite a bit. One of the things that we have taken is we've accelerated our restroom renovation program to ensure that by the time the World Cup happens, we have as many renovated. And when we say renovated, it's not replacement in kind. We are taking into account the growth of the airport, and we are also taking a scalable capacity for the future. Many of our 36 airside restrooms are being renovated as we speak, and many of them will be done before May or June 2026. We also finished a project. This is, Tammy is very proud of this. For our peer-to-peer service providers, we finished a parking lot in 174 days, just in time for the August uptick. And actually, yesterday, the lot has started to operate. We also take care of our employees, and I said that's in our mission statement. So we are deploying state-of-the-art technology to ensure that as they access the terminal, that the security screening is as seamless and as flawless as possible. We invested heavily in the most modern technology, and we've introduced six portals in 4 terminals. We also finished phase 1A of the Southwest end-around. The end-around allows us to minimize runway crossing, improve our safety and efficiency, and most important, it improves our arrival rate. And on a subsequent slide, you'll see that the second phase is actually in progress, but that was a great project, finished on time, and we were very, very happy with the results. 17 right, a great project. Many of you contributed to this. The project finished in the short formation a week ahead of schedule. When we say a week ahead of schedule in May, that means a lot. That means quite a bit to the airlines because that's when the uptick season is. And also it finished a week ahead of schedule when the full formation, the 13,200 feet. Great project, really provided a good sense of pride for us, but we couldn't say thank you enough to all the folks that rolled their sleeve and got this thing done. But again, finishing a runway ahead of schedule, usually the runways are finished behind schedule, but at DFW, we always take pride that we finished not just on schedule, but ahead of schedule. The ECUP, Ruben, you talked about DFW commitment to the environment. The ECUP, I would say we were honored that we flipped the switch for the electrical boiler on time, on schedule, on June 30th of this year. I had the honor to be with our CEO, Mr. McLaughlin, when that happens. The most important thing about the electric cup, it diverts our dependency on natural gas by 78%. And the better piece of news is this week and next week, Terminal A and Terminal B would have already been transferred from the old cup, from the old natural gas boilers to the electric boilers. But where the story is even better and provide more success is DFW buys its electricity from renewable sources. We always choose to have it from wind power. So we're not talking about first burn, and now we don't have the second burn. So it is pure. When we say it's zero emission, it is zero emission. Imagine our 6 million square foot of terminal space and facilities within the CTA, all getting power through renewable resources. And that's a big win for us and big win for the community. We have a lot of projects underway. Actually, it's worth mentioning that at DFW we have 184 projects live and kicking on every day. I think the first project here is, I talked about it, is the East-West Connector, and it's due to be completed in Q1 2026. This is basically the International Parkway project. It is in construction, and we have an incentive associated with the program to finish ahead of the World Cup, though the contractual substantial completion is in October, but the contractor is working very, very well, and the PMCM supports them on finishing the project in the May. This one is the Southwest End Around. I said the first leg of the Southwest End Around was completed successfully. We are underway with the community partners that are here on making it all ready by 2027. The work is underway, and I think they are 25% completed based on the schedule. We've undertaken a project to consolidate our ARF stations, and they are the fire stations on the airfield. We have 4 of them, 2 on the east side of the airport and 2 on the west side of the airport, to 2 mega ones, and that does 2 things: optimize our resources, but more important, it improves response time in the airfield. God forbid we have to deploy our first responders there. The project is underway, and it is also being executed by some of the folks that I said hi to today, which is a great testimony for the support that we get. CTX machines, this is a project supported by the grants and by TSA. This is to improve the throughput of our bag screening, which is very important for us to be able to process passengers to their aircraft and then back. The project has really done a lot of progress to date, and we are about to finish Terminal D, and the remaining will be Terminal F as Terminal C as of March of next year. We talk about restrooms. Phase 2 and Phase 3 of the restrooms are hard at work, and we are planning to finish roughly 7 more restrooms by the World Cup. So that will probably make our total over 13 restrooms that are completed ahead of the World Cup. We do this because our customers deserve the best. We don't want to be like other airports where people are queuing at restrooms, and then when they get the restroom, it's not a pleasant experience. Something we take into account. And I say this, my colleague Kim Buchanan always say, master the basics, cleanliness, cleanliness, cleanliness. Make sure we have clean spaces, make sure that our traveling public does not have to wait, and give them something to make their journey comfortable. Exit lanes, Phase 2, which is we're finishing Terminal A and we're going to Terminal B. Those doors will also be finished prior to the World Cup, and that is intentional. When we talk about this, I said the E-Cup, we flipped the first switch, and now the E-Cup will see the end in middle 2026. And what's remaining is we're doing asbestos abatement for systems that were put back in the 70s, and it's proceeding in a good way, and it's also contractors and project managers that are presented here with us. And again, what we did for Terminal C, which is an outside of the box thinking, the delivery system for our utilities, instead of having it within the terminal, we opted to take it outside to the perimeter of the terminal, which allows us, in case of disruption, in case of a maintenance, to be able to do it without disrupting our traveling public, but also it allows us to phase Terminal C in the way we phased it. So every phase of Terminal C will connect to a brand new delivery systems with dual delivery systems from the east and the north. And the project is to be substantially completed around November 15 of this year. Now we talk about we're also demoing and rebuilding C section of the garage in C. It's based on engineer's assessment that needed to be replaced, but we're not just replacing it, we're adding another level and adding, roughly speaking, at the end of the garage's renovation, 22 additional bays. We're also we're taking advantage of a niche within Terminal C to increase the capacity, creating a new checkpoint and a new passenger processing area to give that extra room and a spaciousness that our traveling public deserves. And the project is actually today, they started the steel structure on that project, so it's a very exciting time. and it's supposed to, it's scheduled to finish before the end of 2026. What you see here, and it's a little bit difficult to see it from here, this is Pier A. Those are the 7 modules that creates those 5 gates. They are getting ready, and one thing we're doing with modules is every time we do a modular project, we learn to be better. And this project, the completion of the MEP systems, progress from being 50% in Pier C to roughly about 70%, which is very important when you're doing a project of this size. You want to finish as soon as possible, and some of that stuff are sequential work. Doing it off-site and the land side carries a lot of advantage. And now, you know, they say seeing is believing, and Pier C modules, over a period of 12 days, we moved those 6 modules into place, and then all overnight, the geometry of Terminal C changed. And now they are sitting there, and we started the fit-out of this 110,000 square foot space. And our journey doesn't stop there. We are in the process of moving something never done in the world, the Terminal F modules. We successfully moved 2 modules out of 6. And then by next Friday, we would have moved our 6 modules. They're so big that you can fit 5 of the modules of the high seas in one module, at least 2.5 of Pier A modules in one module. They're the heaviest. I know the contractor is going to try to record that in the Genesis World Record as never been done before. And I tell you, in the aviation industry, never been done before. It's a great sense of pride for the whole region that we are introducing new means and methods and constructability to the world. And that you should be proud of that, because you are part of this journey and you're making this happen. This is not something light, this is something big. And you are invited if you want to come and be curious. The next move is Saturday night, correct, Tammy? You can come and take a peek at 11:30 at night. Public is welcome to come and see how those huge, I won't be exaggerating, Tammy, if I say it's the size of this room. It's about the size of this room that we move overnight. And I'll go back and I'll show you again. So you can see it now. You see how big the pad is. So this is the equivalent of 4 gates that we have moved. And then I think it stops where it shows the 2 that has been put together. So within the next 7 days, we're going to transform the area where the most talked about in this town, Terminal F, is. And you will see the structure for the first phase of Terminal F. And that's a big, big achievement to the region. It's not easy. We broke ground on Terminal F Phase 1 last Thanksgiving, last November. In less than a year, we have transformed Terminal F to place in about 10 months or 9 months. Where are we going? In 2025 and 2026, I call them the 2 years of major construction at DFW. International Parkway, Pier A, Pier C, Terminal F, the E-Cup, all underway. In 2027, some of those projects will start seeing the light, but more projects will be put in the pipeline. In 2027, we will have Terminal F Phase 1, which is the one that we just discussed, being completed. We will be doing the Terminal C Phase 2 renovation, and we will have finished the southwest end around. 2028 and beyond, we will be working on completing the renovation of Terminal C. We'll have finished the garages for Terminal C, but more important, we'll be working on Phase 2 and Phase 3 of Terminal F. Busy is another statement, but you know what? It's a trust that we have to live up to, and you're going to help us get there. Innovation in construction. So I'm going to share with you the journey of modularity at DFW because it's a very important. We started this journey with A29 restrooms, modular. We did modular walls where they were fabricated in a fabrication facility, ushered overnight. And then what that did is reduce what a bathroom would take 9 months to be done to about 3 months. Because we didn't have to demo, take measurements, and come while they were doing demoing and routing the plumbing services. Another team was busy making the new restaurant. We've learned a lot. Then we did the high seas, and the high seas were 5 modules delivered 5 gates at DFW in record time. We actually realized a 30% savings on time, and that subsequently reveals the magnitude of the cost saving that we did with a higher quality because things were done in a controlled environment. But that's not, and then we started the piers, piers A and C, and the piers A and C, we are delivering 140,000 square foot, which is double the size of the high seas, and the number of gates is higher because you're housing on one pier 9 gates and the other one 10 gates. And then we started basically Terminal C itself, because Terminal C itself currently planned to be a modular design as well, to make sure that we process those gates as soon as possible and return it back to service. And Terminal F, what this you'll see here is a case. We did it with one of our service providers. Modular restrooms being installed in 48 hours. We did this in our, we have a lab at DFW where we test stuff, we test construction processes and methodologies. They did the bathroom. This is an overlap time camera. In 48 hours, the bathrooms would come from the factory pre-inspected with a QR code to the shop drawings and allows us to construct them in a record time. And those bathrooms are going in the piers in Terminal C and in Terminal F as well. And when we renovate restrooms, we are using the same methodology moving forward. And then Terminal F, where a lot of possibilities, like I said, we broke the record. Our own record got broken 2 times in Terminal F. And there's many modular techniques that we are applying in Terminal F as we go through this journey. Now let's look at the status. Modularity 1.0, DFW style, 5 modules. Look at the weight, it's in the 7,000 tons. But when you look at modularity 2.0, the module size and weight doubles. And then when you look at modularity 3.0, which is Terminal F, the size of module double from B, but quadruple from A, or 1. And who's counting? And then you can see it now here graphically. 1 module of Terminal F can house all the high seas, is 2 times or 2.5 times minimum of the piers. And that should give you about the sheer size of those modules that we are transporting now to the location. The thing that we learned about modularity is we move away from the sequential construction to parallel construction. When you're able to do your foundations and your underground utilities, at the same time you're building your superstructure or your concourse level, you save a lot of time. But that takes technology, that takes BIM modeling, that takes a lot of iteration, and that takes an experienced contractors and designers like yourself to be on the side of the owner. And what we've realized when we've done that we actually save 30, and in some cases more, percentage of time because of that concurrency. And in the 3 cases or the 4 cases where we're doing modularity, I can tell you, for example, in Terminal A, the last column will be casted and just in time to mature to receive the module. So that tells you how nimble modularity is. But when we finish the foundations, when we finish the columns, we're going to be moving the module. So this is what we call time efficiency. And the case is proven over and over. It was in the high seas, and it was in Pier C, now it's in Pier A. We're also seeing this with our own eyes as we move the F modules. When we talk about modularity, the first thing is modularity gives you 24 hours access. If you work at airports, you know that the access is limited. You have to go through security. There's badging, etc. Modularity allows you to have, first of all, allows you to employ, because it's off-site, second chance labor force. It allows you to control your waste because you're able to do this in, I'm going to say, confined facilities. It allows you to have a better quality of the work because you don't have to take decisions pressed with time. You can do it. You can do it as you have it planned. And it is a cost-effective, higher quality redeployment of assets to service at record time. And our airline partners, especially American Airlines, do appreciate that DFW is keen on making sure that speed to market, we can't say it enough, which help us every day in our business. Sustainability, I mean, I'll tell you something. DFW take pride in the fact that in 2015 we were a carbon neutral airport, the largest in North America. We are also committed to beat the United Nations for Aviation 2030 goal of net zero by 2030. And we're making good on our promise. With our ECUP, we are actually diverting 78% of our dependency on natural gas into electric, but not just any electric that is generated from wind power, which is a great achievement. And if you see the curve, the graph here, how it's sloping down toward 2030. Now, at 2030, we'll be 90%. The last 10% is called the residual for the folks that are intimately involved with sustainability, and that takes different measures. But by 2030, we will be 90% zero emission. But how we do it very smartly and intelligently. When you look at the donut, you see that our vehicles, the Freon, and those are the three main hitters that we have to take care of. So when our approach to sustainability is to tackle multiple fronts and not be focused on just front. I know we talk about the cup, but when we look at that, we talk about electrification, we talk about energy management with our building, put sensors, technologies that allows us to cool the right places, have lights in the right place, work with our airlines partners on alternative fuels, make sure that we have a tree replacement program as we develop our real estate. So it's multifaceted. It's not just one thing that we do to get to that goal. And every bit of it helps. And that's important. It's a way of life. It's an attitude approach, how we're going to be able to save the environment. And yeah, we are the economic engine in North Texas, but with that comes the responsibility of being socially and environmentally responsible. Some of the programs that we do is, as you see, we have converted our LED lighting from incandescent to LED. That saved us a lot on our power consumption. We are looking into technologies of electrification and make sure that the traveling public have that option as they come to airport. But more important is for us and our service providers, we are transitioning our fleet from being natural gas fueled into hybrid at least, or electric. And that helps quite a bit as we go DFW. We're also trying to partner with companies that provide dynamic glass to make sure that our glass also supports not just avoiding glare, but transmitting heat from outside into our terminals, especially the ones that are facing west or southwest. And we're also looking into solutions of bringing the charger to the customer rather than invest in infrastructure, ducts and cables, etc. All those things are very hard at work. We're also looking, as we transition to electrical busing, we have 980 vehicles. That should tell you how important it is to electrify, to use hybrid. And we're also looking at a bus depot where our buses consolidate our busing and having a charging hub over there. We work with the COG and we work with our consultant to optimize our routes to make sure that our routes are efficient. They are attentive to our traveling guests, but at the same time, the energy consumption is kept to minimum or into an efficient stage. the ECUP, and as you see our CEO in the picture with our Assistant Vice President for the Central Utility Plant flipping the first boiler into electric. It's a sense of pride for DFW. And then by November, we would have transferred all of our heating load, which is what the purpose of this cup, from being natural gas fueled into being electric power generated by wind energy. We said we're going to do this on June 30th, and we did it on June 30th, and that's a testament to our commitment to the community and to the environment. When we look at the future development, we look at district planning. DFW is huge. We just said we are larger than Island Manhattan. So we look at district master plans. Look at our facilities. We look at our Skylink. Skylink is the artery of DFW. We look at our airside. We look at our cargo. Cargo is a very important business for the community, and we're very proud that year over year we're increasing, and we keep on supporting the region, and we do a lot of investment. We also look at our roads network. We have 1,300 lanes of miles. It's the distance between Dallas and San Diego, believe it. And we have 133 landside bridges. And with that comes that big number and the need for district planning. We have one of the largest planning teams probably in any airport that works day and night tirelessly to provide the right plans to grow DFW and what is the right thing to do. They also provide what we call a bridging documents, which is almost a 10% design to make sure that the objectives of the job don't get missed as the design is being developed. This is an example of how we take a look, for example, at our roads, and it starts with the number of passengers, to the numbers of cars, to the routes that those cars are taken, to what roads need to be taken care of or improved, etc. And that's just a small example of the analysis that continually done in our planning department and our service providers that supports the planning department on their journey. One big message here is digital transformation. At DFW, we believe that we can't do business the way it's been done since 1970s and 1960s. We need to adapt. We need to be ahead of technology. We need to use AI to our advantage. We need to use machine learning because we have hundreds of thousands of assets. We also know that the industry uses BIM, Twin for the construction. BFW, that's not enough. We want that for the life cycle of the asset. We want our asset. We want our investment in BIM and the digital twin to go to our assets. And hence comes the things I'm going to show you now. We invested heavily in having digital towers that extract real data from our P6, for example, or maximum 30 minutes lag. So continually our project managers and our control team have preview of the information, what's going on in the team, and allows them to take the right decision or repivot to a different decision if we believe that that is warranted. We also, like I said, we're investing heavily in our digital twin, which is a journey not just for the construction, but for the life cycle of the asset. And with that, we're able to invest in sensors to get data acquisition that allows us through arithmetic to understand the status of our assets and be nimble, which allows us to optimize our, let's call it maintenance plans, and be more predictive than reactive, because things don't break sudden most of the time. They give you indications. So if you have sensors that can sense those indications, you are able to schedule it, do it at the right time. And the right time for us is at night when we don't have customers. But in order to do this, you have to have a reliable data acquisition coming from the equipment, modeled graphically on the twin, and allows us to optimize our schedules and make sure that our service providers put the right workforce at the right place. We also created dynamic models, which are referred to in the industry as 5D, which takes the schedule, the plans, and put them together and gives us a preview about construction on daily basis to allow us to see where are we impeding our access, the accessibility to the airport, where do we need to pay attention, where our plans may not have been correct, and I'm talking about the negative things, but there's a lot of positive things that comes from it. And more important is the predecessor relationship to make sure that when we do programs, when you have 884 projects going on at the same time, you don't want projects to conflict with each other. So it's a continuous effort by our teams and our service providers to make sure that we stay nimble and we stay on top of our game. We also have, like I said, we have our BIM models, we have our digital twin. We're investing in something we call D3, or Dispatch Optimizer software, to allow us to optimize our resources and where they're needed most, to learn the time it takes to fix an asset or replace it. And through machine learning, within the next 18 months, we should be in a place where we're able to be more responsive. And ultimately, all what this yield to is the customer will not have any disruptions while they're going through DFW, whether it's from an HVAC system, whether it's water facilities, anything that relates to the customer, and ensure that we extend the shelf life of our asset to the maximum by being proactive, predictive asset managers rather than reactive or preventive. This is an example. I said we have over in the hundreds of thousands of assets at DFW. With that, we can't really check from a QA perspective every work order that comes. So we do random 10% checking as it stands now. But when you have sensors and data acquisition on your systems that provide real-time, I'm going to call it a health bill about how your systems are operating, you will be, and then it notifies the service provider, hey, I'm going to auto-generate a work order. The service provider takes the work order, repairs the asset. The asset itself will say to us, I'm repaired, I'm back to normal operating condition. So you move from 10% random QA check to 100% checking. It improves the KPIs, it improves the shelf life of our assets, allows us to do maintenance on time, and it provides an efficient way for our resources. But the journey doesn't stop there. You all know DFW will use drones to superimpose structures and make sure that the design and the implementation are our match. Now we're moving that more into the underground utilities. We superimpose the as-built of the underground utilities against the design and make sure that the pipes, the plumbing, the ducts are all done in the right place, and that there's no surprises later where things are shifted by an inch or a foot over there. This is something the owner does, DFW, and it also assists our contractors to make sure that errors are catched ahead and abortive work is minimized and disruption and time is eliminated. We also have what we call federation, and the federation, it's not strange for DFW that we have multiple designers, or sometimes we do the shell and core and our partners, American Airlines, do the fit out. So we make sure that all those designs are federated together into one BIM model to allow to make sure that we don't get a staircase in the middle of that where there's a wall. I'm being a little bit sarcastic here, but it does happen in our industry, or have a light fixture on a glass wall. And that really pays dividends. We do this as an owner, as a QA, and allows us to keep our models as the single source of truth. ETAM is introduced last year, the QR code. Each piece of equipment at DFW have a QR code. The technicians goes and scan it. They get the history, what happens, what was the previous repair. We also get history record of what's going on over there, who touched this machine the last time. It also helps us in justifying when do we need to replace this machine, do we need to replace it with capacity, is it the same type, the same caliber, all that stuff. It all helps us organize our work and be more predictive than reactive. Our journey is digital transformation, started with assessment. Engineers' assessments are the basis for everything we do. We rely on your expertise to come and do evaluation of the assessment and tell us, is it time to rehab, is it time to replace, or is it just needs more maintenance? But we also invested, like I said, in every project that happens at DFW will have a BIM component associated with it. That comes while are in design and construction. We start with LOD 100, and then by the time the project is done, we are at LOD 500, which is the level of details needed. We take that and we put it on what we call a twinning process on our digital twin. We have a digital twin in partnership with Willow. They are one of the two main twin providers in the world. And then what we do on top of this is we look into performance. We're investing in sensors on our equipment with the right algorithm. The sensors data coming, it's compiled to decisions that we make based on the parameters set for the performance of those assets. And for example, if we have an HVAC AHU unit, having sensors in the right places gives you an indication, is it performing within the boundaries or is it out of boundaries? If it's out of the boundaries, again, I said that will automatically generate a work order. The technicians goes and fix it. The machine sends a signal and says, hey, I'm back into normal operating condition. Oh no, I wasn't fixed. Sometimes things just start getting out of bound, allows us to order the spare parts, which helps us with our attic stock. But most important is it provides us the means to extend the shelf life of our assets. This now, what matters is we talk about $12 billion program, so there is a lot of opportunities with DFW. Much of our $12 billion program has not been advertised. We will, in the business opportunity forum on November 12th, usher a wholesale of opportunities that fits all calibers and fits from designers to contractors to service providers. One thing DFW does is we care for the community, so we have intentional packaging to make sure that our opportunities meet across the board of our community businesses, because when we say we are the economic engine, we mean the growth and the prosperity to everybody. With that, I'd like to thank you for giving me the opportunity. It's scary to stand in front of you. You are my peers, and show you what DFW is. And again, with you, we'll make the future great. We can't do it by ourselves. And we look at you to continue on supporting this airport every day. So you make us great and make us go to the next shelf of efficacy and excellence, and not be in the top 3, but we want to be in the top 2. We want to be the best of the best, or even number 1 in many of those categories. And thank you, Robin, for the time to allow me to do this. I appreciate it.
Wow, that's a lot of information, right? You'll be tested. And to all the people that were just blowing up my phone, yes, the presentation will be made available. Okay, so what a great presentation about DFW. Let's give Mohammed and Dylan a round of applause for your words of wisdom today. Thank you for your leadership and all you do for the region and the aviation industry. In closing, I want to once again thank all of our sponsors and for their generosity and continued support. Not only did you make today possible, but you also make our mission at the GDPC possible. We have a lot of work to do and still have a full schedule for the rest of 2025. We hope to see everyone again. But until then, be safe, have a wonderful weekend, and thank you again for your support. Bye-bye. It's a great presentation.